Hello everyone, this is Youth Dragon, and welcome back to another episode of Fire Emblem Heroes. As you can see, we are easily in Tier 28, outside of Vault here, and so let's get straight to our replays. Typical for our usual out of Vault experience, not too many replays this week, but overall pretty solid. Offense this week, again, it's outside of Vault, so for the most part, pretty straightforward. Main issues were just us goofing. We're definitely trying to use Legendary Hinoka a lot this week. We had a super red offense team, but it didn't really matter in the end. They were okay overall. A couple things were wrong with this setup, but I just never bothered to change it. I think the most clear one is the meme turn 1 trap that's kind of backwards. I used to have aerobatics on, was it Spring Triandra? But yeah, we don't. I mean, we kind of have the dancing wrong. So we have Olivia dancing here and literally nothing happens if anyone's in range because Legendary Sayer just dances and well, Spring Triandra can't reach, so not ideal. Don't know, I'm pretty sure we already showed all the units, but if in case we didn't, we're gonna go through it again. 99% sure we already did. Freyr, of course, being super solid. The main thing with him is that he can't proc his special, but at least he doesn't die, so maybe we could do some Wings and Mercy strats. Of course, with Bold Fighter Seal being a thing, we could run Wings and Mercy Bold Fighter Duma instead of the distant counter advantage memes, which honestly I don't know if that actually deters people from using specific teams. Pretty sure it better not, because that would be kind of sad. Miracle memes coming in because I figured long term the Mortis isn't going to be doing anything that great in terms of damage output anyways, so we might as well just make it a meme to take him out. It's pretty trivial as long as you have no follow-up for it. Or not no follow-up, if you just have any sort of reasonable damage output, you're fine. Yeah, Bolt Tower coming in here, not really much we can do about that. We definitely also used our more recent pickup of Elamine this season on offense, and definitely was just there for the most part. A couple of matchups where it was just an extra quality of life thing, where we, for example, could prevent Duma from using Upheaval Plus to take out our Bolt Tower, but that's about it. Other than that, we pretty much just use Elamine for nudge plus support. Honestly, didn't have much of a need to heal because, of course, with the core of our team being mostly Legendary Hinoka doing some hit and run strats, yeah, you don't really need much going on there. So, not too surprising that we didn't really need a healer. We also brought Ultina to do some enemy phasing, definitely was useful, but as you can see here, Freyr is surviving a lot of stuff that just doesn't matter because there's no follow-up for it, so we're going after the Mortis, but they don't pick up the kill twice, so Nightmare kicks in, and with their particular unit positioning, that was super devastating. Not very well played in terms of playing around Nightmare. You literally got 3 of your units drop their actions, so yeah, it's just gonna fall apart here at this point. At least we get Bolt Tower. We got Miracle memes, but doesn't matter. And at this point, they can't take out every threat, but better than nothing, I suppose. And here, Olivia's unable to pick up any kills there, seems like Olivia. We really need a better weapon, of course, on her. We still have Rodale Plus from way back when we inherited Infantry Pulse from Marissa, so yeah, definitely out of date. And honestly here, Legendary Celica, not that ideal. Probably better off chucking in, I don't know. I just put her in there because I didn't feel like thinking too hard about who to put in. It's mostly just the unit configuration. Of course, as you might notice, I've intentionally left Freyr not in range of all of our units. So if someone wanted to, they could go for the, whatchamacallit, go for Elamine on column 2, and there, unfortunately for them, fallen female pilot isn't overpowered enough, so clearly she needs to be refined. Yeah. Jokes aside, yeah, that's not ideal for them to drop down to 1 HP. No follow-up moment. Denying guaranteed follow-up attacks in 2023 is mandatory pretty much if you want to do anything reasonable. Or just having no follow-up is just pretty much the prerequisite. Here at least we got ground order memes, but Duma can't double anyways, so it doesn't matter. And now they can just stall out shenanigans with 80. The way they go about this is okay. I would have done a double nudge. Or not a double nudge, just a nudge on this Elamine. So that this Elamine could break the structure for Lumeria and then you could just pick up the kill on that turn, but it doesn't matter. Looks like our recording software also might be glitching out on us. We'll see when we take a look back at the footage 10 out of 10. Here you got a... Not entirely sure what this team is trying to be because we have Gale Force, but then we have Wings of Mercy. We have Gale Force and Wings of Mercy, and then we have Safe. It's probably just a hybrid team of sorts. Don't really like those kind of teams unless you're like me, running exactly one team. Where you're trying to cover as many options as possible. But if you just do one team archetype, well, chances are you're going to win most of your matches anyways, so there's that. As you can see here, Brave Fatal Guard doing your whopping 0 damage to Adrian, Prayer. Also, I have absolutely no idea how to pronounce epic names at this point, so it doesn't even matter. But here we go, with the whopping damage output on both sides. And of course, Legendary Secret isn't going to be really doing anything, it's just kind of there. So you can see there's just this standstill between Prayer and Brave Fatal Guard. Because now that Mortis is out of the way, they can finally use their ranged units to attack Prayer, but he just debuffs so much attack that it's pretty, and with low attack defense 4 as well, he's just tanky because he debuffs the foe's attacks so much, because that's the 2023 meta. Well, we got Miracle memes. Doesn't really matter here, of course. They're just gonna keep hitting end turn. We can't pick up the kills on their save units, so it doesn't matter. But we definitely are not losing in terms of the damage wars. Now finally they're doing some damage, but they've already lost units, so I guess they just end up surrendering. And of course, Legendary Hinoka, just from our generic base kit experience, essentially, with her. Still pretty solid. Just had some goofs on some hidden run tactics, because I Apparently I can't count tiles correctly, but yeah, just a lot of situations where, oh, we're overlapping units and we can't reposition or things like that. Not too mind-blowing there. We got the isolation memes going down, and they spam all the debuffs, but I think we all know where this is going. Problem with that is prayer. Dream Deliverer, so yeah, this Altina is not looking great. She has a whopping 2 times 2 to Femortis, so yeah, that wasn't gonna end well. And at least they get the Bolt Tower damage off, but they honestly should have waited for Bolt Tower. It's not like we leave our healing tower in a spot where you can't snipe it, so that is certainly a thing. Got ourselves some damage reduction memes, and well, some no follow-up. See what they do here. Interesting choice. Not my preferred option here, but it is certainly an option. Because of course, Legendary Sigurd still hits hard. And unfortunately for them, he does survive. If they pick up the kill there, they're probably okay. But again, Triandra's already used her dance, so Prayer isn't going to be doing much, but he still does a lot of damage there. To Ascended Hilda? No. Is it Ascended Hilda? I don't even remember at this point, 10 out of 10. Well, for sure she's not a rearmed hero, that's all I remember. Yeah, not ideal. I got some gravity memes, or stall memes. Legendary Self seems solid. I think the only matchup you have to be worried about here is against Freyr. But given how the AI works, we're probably never going to see Freyr getting danced just because of how they set up the bottleneck here. And the way they use Sather is very clever. Celica is able to drop him in the miracle range, but can't pick up the kill there. And the thing here is, again, Spring Triandra is doing too much damage, so that is definitely a problem. Freyr's no longer transformed, but honestly, he's just taking so little damage. And the thing is, since Freyr can't double, he can't ever pick up the kill. Or can he ever double? I don't remember. I'm pretty sure he can't double here. So he can never pick up the kill even though he has Ignis recharge. Also, Self has his damage reduction, so he doesn't even drop the miracle range there, he just survives. Let's just say his remix is pretty solid. Of course, as you can see, his main problem is damage output. He can survive a lot of stuff because of his damage reduction and healing, but he just can't pick up kills, and long term, it's just gonna become a Brave Solo situation, because of course, when Brave Solo first came out, he was getting spammed out because he could pick up kills, he could survive nukes, or really hard single counter attacks with his miracle shenanigans. And of course he had, the reason why he did so much damage was he has damage that scales off of his defense stat, which is pretty solid. Problem is, he had no way to deal with damage reduction, and well, to this day, let's just say he still doesn't quite have that, and his attack stat isn't that high either, so when folks debuff is attacked by like 20 plus, yeah, you're not doing a lot. Your only damage output is that dealt damage, and that's certainly not enough to pick up kills. Last but not least here, looks like we got the Burger King value pack, Kappa. The Burger King value meal. Got okay, anyways, memes aside, pretty interesting team here. Makes all a pretty solid investment. And this one, that seems okay. Looks like here we're going to see the Churn 1 meme happen, which is where Olivia dances, Sigurd rallies, and nothing else happens. Yeah, we kind of love the layout. They take advantage. That's a solid punish. Now it's just a matter of if we have the kill power, and I'm pretty sure we don't. There's almost no one. Oh yeah, and the only unit that stands a chance is Freyr. He's easily surviving there. But of course, the problem is Black Luna. All your damage output is based on your attack, basically. You're not completely zeroing out the foe's defense and res, but effectively you are for a lot of matchups. So your damage output is purely from attack. So against a unit like Freyr, who just again debuffs attack to the moon, yeah, your damage output is going to not be as ideal. Not to mention we got the suggestion triangle going around as well. Here at this point, okay, interesting choice. Doesn't look like it's the end of the season. Don't think we really care about ether structures, except for flex purposes. You know, with that overall, not too bad of a season, especially considering we flubbed up our defense setup. Naturally, towards the end, we get absolutely clubbed. Our defense gets absolutely clubbed to death. Not too surprising there. We're almost at the point where you could be top 10k, not even in Vault Kappa. The general player base is going up and down for Ether raids. So I haven't done Resonant battles, Allegiance battles, and Arena Assault. So we'll be back after we do it. I just figured I should record the replays before I run out of time elsewhere. So we will be back. Alright, so not the most ideal seasons for us, but going back up to interval 19 here. Allegiance battles is of course pretty suspicious because it's wind and fire. Got the classic Gracia 776 rank so far. But looks like we will hold top 1k. Arena easy coasting back up to tier 21. It also is legendary Sigurd bonus next week, so we should be cruising through tier 21, assuming legendary Sigurd can actually pick up a kill, which is not something we can assume in 2023, unfortunately. Arena Assault, we just don't score reliably enough with this core to reasonably go for top 1k. Without doing a billion runs. The runs aren't hard, it's just that the runs die so often because we can't get high enough scoring. I believe this is an average of 762 per match, and we need closer to 764 per match. So it would just be fishing spam, and I don't have the time to fishing spam. As you can see in Allegiance battles when we challenge here, our score range is 756 to 770, so averaging 764, even though we have our tactical retreats and whatnot, is not reliable enough. If we just for example, showing a couple, okay, that's bad example, but if we just keep rolling a couple times, you'll see like we'll hit a 758. Anything below a 762 is, or a 760 is auto tactical retreat, and you can see we get a lot of 758s. It's just a common defense scoring given what most people have to build an arena defense. It's a common score. So you can see here we're just getting streaks of a massive streak of low scores. So you can probably see why I'm not going to bother going for top 1k. Not the end of the world. At the end of the day, it's more for flexing, it's not really for the rewards. Although, of course, the 15 dragon flowers you lose out every week does add up. It's just not worth the time in our case, especially since we don't have that as an option. But anyways, we'll be back when the results drop in.